ClickPuppet 2, the setup animation. Now that the artwork has been loaded into the avatar object in video 1, we run the application to begin. We're greeted by the start screen, which configures the animation. If you have an existing file, you can load it here. Otherwise, enter the requested information into the fields to create a new file. Beside each field is some advice on what's valid and the limitations of this version of ClickPuppet. Enter an incorrect value and the software will advise you until you get it right, whereupon the Start Animating button will become active. A quick run through on the current limitations. Maximum animation length is 100 frames, with up to 40 parts in each frame. A part is a single image from the active object, and each part can be swapped, translated, scaled, rotated, ordered, and faded. ClickPuppet currently measures frame duration in units of 1/60th of a second, and will happily accept values between 1 and 6, as well as 10 and 20. These translate to 60, 30, 20, 15, 12, 10, 6 and 3 frames per second. The last two components, direction and looping, aren't currently used, but will be in future versions. Now hit the button and you're through to ClickPuppet. The first thing you'll see is all of the parts showing the first image, and sitting in offset positions for easy selection. Because this is the first time this object has been loaded, we need to set up the base positions and then save them as an animation start point. The bottom left is the rearmost object, while the top right is our front image. So working from front to back, I'll switch to image mode and quickly create my first frame. I select a part by clicking on it and use the center mouse wheel to scroll through the images. I can then click the left mouse button and drag the part into position. So in this case, I want to have the hands and forearms first, then the head, torso and biceps. I'll pose the pelvis, thighs, toes and calves next. The final part is the shadow, which I'll leave in its current position. Now with things roughly in place, I'll switch to rotate mode, which uses the mouse scroll wheel to rotate the object. At this point, I'll save the file, copy the frame and advance one frame before pasting it down. The character has 8 directions, so I'll create a base pose for all 8 directions that I can use as a starting point for animation. As I create the second direction, I have to push some of the parts backwards and forwards, changing the order to match the new direction. I can quickly flick between frames or play the existing frames to check how the character is working. As I reach the second half of the animation, it becomes easier, as I can copy and paste the earlier frames and then quickly adjust the head, feet, and sometimes arms. Once the 8 directions are done, I've played it and I'm happy with it, I can save out the text file, which I can then load to give me a starting point for all of the character's future animations.